Hello, and thanks for clicking on the thumbnail. I just wanted to take a minute to show you a Glock 21 that I've had for, I'd say 3 years. Well, I've had the gun for probably 7 years, but about 3 or 4 years ago I sent it out to have some work done to it because with that fat grip, I was not as happy with it as I could have. Although I had it set up for home defense, I wear like an extra large glove. I have longer fingers than fat. But it was just a task to get around that grip. So let's go ahead and show you what I've done to it. Okay, first things first. All right, we'll get that out of the way. All right, so Coldbore Customs out of Texas. I forget the actual guy's name. It's like an owner-operator type of thing. What I was most happy with is when he was backed up, he said, don't even bother to send it in. What's the point of that gun sitting on my bench for an extra couple months? I'll let you know when I'm a couple weeks out. And at that point I sent it in. I probably had a turnaround time of about 3 weeks. All right. He did a grip reduction, removed the finger grooves, slight undercut here. I didn't want to go too thin. I'm not all about the stippling, however you want to say it, up in here. I mean, if you can't index, if you need stippling to index, it's more of a training problem. He knocked the hump off, which was the big thing for me. And what he does, unlike most, is he fills in that gap right there. And that's how he can get it so thin. And that's the big reason I chose him after talking and communicating and seeing how he's going to do that. So all around a pretty neat job. He's got good lines. That's what he was known for, and that's definitely what he's given. And it's not too aggressive. I thought about sanding it down at first because when you're carrying it, it will kind of get up against your skin. But you know what? Soon after, you kind of develop a tendency to just not even notice it. And I'm really happy with it. It fits my hands much better. Get a much more positive grip on that gun. You know, you're always going to want that nice high bore axis, and that, not that the hump prevents that, but it feels a lot better in my hand. All right, now when I'm carrying this, if I wanted to carry the full mag, which is 13 rounds plus 1, 2 more magazines, I use all Mitch Rosen products, leather products. I've done a review on that before. Dylan Rosen, anything Dylan leather is Mitch Rosen basically, but it's the express line. Don't be fooled, it's not the top of the line, but that's just a little bit more fancy. Purpose is the same. And the trick is, if you're going to carry a heavy pack like that, you need a good thick belt. This is a Mitch Rosen belt. It's getting a little worn out in the waist here. It's funny, you can see all the differences. Right now I'm about 240. I'll fluctuate in the summer down to about 220. I've gone as low as 220 at 215, but that's not looking good for me. I'm more of a build to be heavier, but this, God, I put a hole way back here at one point, and I think right now I'm wearing it back here, maybe even here with the holster, because it has a little bit of girth. But anyway, it's only thin up here. It's still got its rigidity back here. And I'd say, where will the thing carry? If you're carrying, I tend to carry it about 3 o'clock, if not a little forward, because my shoulders are kind of failing due to a genetic defect, which really sucks for an avid shooter. But it still has its stiffness there. So anyway, Glock Model 21, 45 ACP. The work was done, again, by Coldbore Customs out of Texas. He did a really nice job. Let's drop the sled so you can see what it is. It has factory night sights on it still. Barrel is taken... I polished the barrel. I just soaked it in vinegar overnight and rubbed the bluing off because I shot it so much. You know how it gets all these little half circles here and this, that, the other thing. So I said, go ahead and take it down. I thought about getting the... what do they call it? Chrome spring kits and all that stuff. I bought a used model 27 that had them, and I mean, I didn't really like them that much, but it's not worth changing. So anyway, We've all seen some hideous stipling jobs. You might think this is one of them. I've gotten a lot of praise in person about the gun. But my shout out goes out to him. I think he did a good job. And after all, we're not here to look at them. We're here to use them as tools. All right. Thanks for watching.